everyone, welcome back to a Christmassy looking Vlogmas, and welcome back to my Christmassy corner of the internet. Today is day 10 and as you can see it's still snowing. We had a bit of snow overnight but not a lot, but yeah, it's still quite cold. But I'm just on my way up to see the chickens. Pumpkin today and some broccoli, as well as their normal food. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm sure they're okay. It's warmed up a bit more than it was yesterday, but yeah, doesn't it look pretty? And it's proper snow now as well, not that slushy horrible stuff. So yeah, we're just on our way up to see the chickens. I'll show you the... As you can see, it's very white, very snowy, and thankfully I don't have to go out. Did have to go out, but we cancelled. There you go. Looks like it's going to be in for a while anyway. Right, let's go and see the chickens. The garden has not got any snow. That must be because it's under the trees. Can you say hello to everybody? Here they are. Chickens don't like the snow, do you? Pippa's not amused for some reason. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon and they still haven't been fed. And I've just given them the pumpkin and they don't want it. They're just looking at it. So I'm going to feed them now and then we'll go back in. Say bye-bye, Pippa. Bye-bye, Pippa. Bye-bye, Pippa. This one's Daisy. And she wants to show you her nice new feathers. She said she's not looking as oven ready now, but she doesn't like the snow. Well, they're not impressed with the weather, but they're impressed with the food situation, because I left the feeder house overnight and it's got wet. So I've kicked it out on the floor and they're having that. So I'm off in. Look at the weather now. Isn't it lovely? I was going to come down and do a podcast down here, but it's far too wet. And it's far too cold to wait for the fire to heat up. So I'm not going to bother. I'll still do my vlog today and a vlog tomorrow, but I'm not going to bother with a podcast. We'll see how we get on, shall we, with the vlogs. But yeah, I'm going in because it's cold. I'm going to get my lunch. And I'll see you in my workshop in a bit, and we'll go and have a book review, have a look at today's fibre, and see what we're up to in the workshop. So I'll see you in a bit. Right, so this is my knitting loom. And I'm making it out of Scotland. Where are we? Making out of this Scotland. I've already cast it on, as you do. I've done 39 rows so far, and it's really easy to use. All you do is that until you've got all the rows that you want. I've attached mine for anyone out there who's got one. I found the best way to do it: piece of wood, screw the legs on with some tiny screws there, put the 4 legs on, and then put that on once the legs are on. But it's easy to take apart and easy to collapse and put away back in the box. So there you go. I've got the Centro. I'm borrowing it off my mother-in-law. Really handy and really easy to use. It's a 48 needle, and yeah, I've made a hat on it, 2 hats on it so far, and a scarf. So that is just how easy it is. I'm doing about 78 rows, I think, or until the ball's finished. It's getting a bit tight now. Because it's hand spun, it's getting caught up in the machine. It's still working alright. It's a lot easier having it fixed onto something and then clamped onto the table. Much easier. So there we go, that's my knitting. So I'll show you the hat tomorrow once I've finished. And yeah, see you in a bit. Hi everyone, welcome back to Vlogmas and my workshop. Hope you're having a good day today and that you're having a good Saturday. It's very cold here today and I've got all my woolies on. I've got my Maya cardigan on, I've got my Gudrun Johnston hat on with out of my hand spun yarn, and the very first yarn I ever spun. So yeah, I like wearing this. It seems to have grown over time, and I knit it about 2018, something like that, 2017. And it seems to have grown since I've knit it. So that's nice. And it's gone softer as well with age. So it's a Gotland fleece, Gotland hand spun. Some ordinary brown hand spun. I think it was Manx. Then there's some Warbles and there's some Jacob. So it's got quite a mix in it, and some commercial 100% wool pink. I think that might have been Louise Harding or Louisa Harding, whatever her name is. I'm not sure, but that's what's in the colour band anyway, and the grey is the Gotland. Also, I've got my hand spun hat, my handmade hat on, because it's absolutely freezing. I've got this one on again, which is made from alpaca and hand spun merino. So it's keeping my head nice and toasty because it is bitterly cold out here tonight, but I thought I'd better come and say hello and open day 10 with you. I've been really busy today. I've been dressing the Christmas tree in the sitting room. I've been knitting on the knitting machine, doing a hand spun hat, the one I talked about yesterday, done in the Gotland. I've been doing that, and I've been weaving on my triangle loom. And I've come up with that. It's so light, and it's knit out, it's done out of my hand spun Shetland, the same Shetland as what I did my Koinik sweater, cardigan which I had on the other day, the purple and yellow one. As you can see, it's quite see-through and it's really light, and when it's on it looks a bit linen-y. You pop it on for you. Get this shawl out the way and then you can see it properly. So there you go. It's a really nice weave, and I'm hoping to give it as a present to somebody, but it needs some tassels on the end and some tassels on the bottom there, and then we'll see how it turns out. But I'm going to wash it as well, because I find hand spun blooms when you wash it. Wool blooms when you wash it anyway, generally. But and then I'm going to block it and stretch it. So we'll see what we end up with, because it's shrunk quite a bit now it's come off the loom. My loom is a 5 or 6 foot wide, and it's stretched quite a bit. So hopefully when I wash it, I might put some more tassels along the sides and do it as a tassel fringe shawl, but we shall see. But anyway, it's really nice when it's on. It's really cosy, and then you can plump it up like that, tie it underneath. Let's see, tie it underneath, and there you go. A nice lightweight Shetland shawl scarf. So it's more of a scarf than a shawl, but I'm hoping that the top tidies up when I wash it, because it's a little bit messy. But yeah, if it doesn't go for a gift, if it's not tidy enough for a gift, then I will keep it myself. But I'm really pleased with it. It's really nice. So as I say, I'm going to wash it, see how it turns out, and I'll show you tomorrow. So that's that. Take my hat off now, I'm getting a bit warm, got a bit flushed again. But anyway, I've got my Maya cardigan. My husband said I'm looking a bit autumn today, but I'm looking a bit flushed now. Anywho, let's have a little look at what we've got today, shall we? I'm rather excited about today's colours. I've only spun day 7. I haven't done 8 and 9 yet, so I'm massively behind. But there's no rush, is there? We'll get there eventually. Anywho, this is today's yarn. It's a mixture of pink, purple and gold. And we've got another piece here. So we've got 10 grams of that. We'll have green in it as well, but I forgot to bring that out. But we all know by now we're going to get green. We've got some hand spun yarn. Tip it out and then I can show you. We've got these gorgeous yummy locks. These lovely locks. There you go. So they're really nice. And then we've got these sequins. You know how I like my sequins in it every day. Got some gold today. And then we've got some ordinary threaded yarns off commercial yarn. And we've got 1 bead. And we've got 4 bells. So we've got our typical bells and a bead. So I'll try and tip it up and show you what we've got without tipping it all over the floor. But this is today's. Very nice. Lots of pink. And I like the peach, this peach with the pink. It's really nice. So that's our yarn for today. What we've got to spin for today. To anyone who's new here, this is what I've done so far with the first 6 days of my advent calendar. And I've left the box in the house as well, so you just have to have a look at yesterday's video. But I've made my own advent calendar, and to save having chocolate, I've made a shoe box of all this sort of stuff, of locks and beads and bells and tinsely bits, these bits, sequins, and then I'm adding bits of thread in, which I'm allowing myself to have. And I found this box. This is the box I was telling you about. I've got this bobbin, which has got lots of orange threads on it. Can't open it at the moment, otherwise I'd show you. Sorry, I've had a very long day and I'm tired today. And I can't get these threads off. There we go. Fluff them up a bit. So I've got these threads, so I'm just cutting 30 centimetres at a time and using whatever threads there are. They're all tangled up. I've got this pink one. These are all from Wonderwool. I got them from the threshing barn stand. I've got these pink ones, which has got a bit of mohair in, I think. So you've got these. I like the fact they come on these bobbins, these old-fashioned bobbins. And then I've got more orange, which might be easy to show you in this one. There we are. That's easier, isn't it? There you go. I've got this orange, which has got some nice threads in it. And then I found some more of that pink. So there's our pink. I've got quite a big bobbin of that, really. 30 metres. So yeah, these are the bobbins that they come on. These. Oh, and I've got yellow. Got more yellow. So that's what we've been using so far. There's 15 metres on these, the smaller ones. And I found this. I think it's called Yo-Yo. Not sure. But I thought I might add a bit of that as well. And we've still got this to use. So I'm just adding 30 centimetre lengths of threads. And I'm using some of it to tie on the bells. And then we're spinning the bells in as well, and the beads. and we're coming up with this funky yarn. So I'm a very happy lady. I really do like it. It is really, really nice. It's a lovely yarn. Excuse the bright light tonight, but it's dark here. It's about 8:30, 8:45. But I just wanted to come out and see you before I go and get on with my spinning. Because as I say, I've been weaving all day. Done the Christmas tree. I'm doing my hat. And now I'm going to go in and do my spinning. But I just thought I'd do another book review with you before I go. And this one's by Rita Buchanan. And it's called The Weaver's Garden. And it's Growing Plants for Natural Dyes and Fibres. Great book. I've had a really good look at this book. Again, there's not many pictures. In fact, I don't think there's any pictures apart from at the beginning. Picture there. And a picture at the end. But other than that, there's no pictures. I don't know if it's because it's cheaper, but she does show you a garden plan that you can do for creating a dye garden and plants for dyeing. She also shows you plants for fibres. Let me see. She talks about dyes from plants. She talks about plants and sources of pigments in nature. She talks about using plants to dye fibres and fabrics. She talks about how to make a dye bath from plants. Dye bath pH levels, mordants. Dye plants to know and to grow in your garden. There's some plants that she lists. There's chamomile, coreopsis, cosmos, dyer's broom. Oh, there is a picture there. What have we got? Dyer's broom. There's a picture of that. She talks about dyeing from bark, dyeing from madder. I did have some madder in a plant pot. I have no idea what happened to it. I think it died. Could do with another one. She lists quite a lot of plants. She talks about the chemistry of indigo. I've got 2 packs to make 2 vats of indigo, so maybe we'll do that at some point next year, because I'd really like to try indigo dyeing. I really like it, because it starts off blue when you take it out of the water, and when it's exposed to the light it goes like a green colour or a bluey colour, and it's really nice, and it's really magical when you see the colour change before your eyes. It goes from one colour to another just as it gets the oxygen in the atmosphere, and it's lovely. So I really want to try that. I bought 2 packs from DT Crafts online, and yeah, I really want to have a go, but I haven't plucked up the courage yet to do it, because I don't want to do it wrong. But yeah, we'll have to have a look at some videos online and see if we can see how to do it, but that would be fun. She talks about growing indigo so you can dye it. Soap plants for cleaning textiles. She talks about soap. Washing different fabrics. And she talks about soap berry and soap bark for washing your fibres in natural soaps. She talks about fragrant plants to scent your textiles. And I think she's got plants in here that you can actually grow and where you can get fibre from. Yeah, plant materials used to make fibres. So it looks like a really good book. She talks about creating the garden for the plants, how to do the garden. So yeah, it's a really hard to come by book, but if you can get it, it's definitely worthwhile. She does a weaver's garden and a dyer's garden. Now I don't really know what the difference is. I think this is more aimed at plants to grow for dyeing fabrics. But she does do a dyer's garden as well, and she lists plants in there for dyeing wool. So I've tried to get hold of that, but that was about £35 I think. When I bought this one it was about £10. I managed to find it really cheap. But even this now has gone up quite a bit in price. But if you can get it, it's definitely worthwhile getting it, because there's a lot of information in here for dyeing fabric and if you're interested in eco dyeing and things like that, then it's definitely worth it. She talks about plant fibres at the beginning, and she did, and how to process plant fibres to make it into cloth. So another thing I'd like to try as well, which we get a lot of here, we get a lot of nettles here, and a lot of nettle in the garden, and I've been watching videos on how to make nettle fibres for spinning and dyeing. So I'd like to have a go at that at some point when I'm not so busy and I've not got so much to do. But these are just things I'm thinking about for the summer that would be really nice to do in the summer. So yeah, as you can see, I'm very adventurous. I'm always doing something. I'm always busy. I'm always busy with my hands. I can't sit still and not have anything to do with my hands. That's why I learnt to knit, really. I didn't want to sit in front of the telly and just have my hands doing nothing, so I learnt to knit so I could watch telly and be productive at the same time. But I don't watch telly anymore because I don't have one. Don't even have an aerial on the roof. So I haven't had a telly for years. The telly's in the church. So yeah, we haven't used one now for about 5 years, I think, maybe longer. Because we used to have one of those digi boxes to be able to get the free channels, but they packed up, so we never bothered replacing them. So we haven't got a telly. And then when we moved, we had a satellite, and then that went as well. We had free sat for a while, and then that packed up. So the little sensor off the front blew off in the wind, and it never got put back on. So yeah, so no telly, but still knitting. Anyway, I think that's it for today. I'm starting to waffle. I'm going to go, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11. I'll try not to be so quick tomorrow, but yeah, it's getting late. It's getting on for 9 o'clock, and I want to go and do my spinning and watch a bit of YouTube. Well, thanks very much for joining me and coming into my little Christmas nook. Do you like my holly wreath and my other wreath that I've done out my hand spun yarn? I'm really pleased with them. I mention them every time I come in here now. And I've got little toadstools. Do you want to see my toadstools before I go? Look at these. I've got 4 on my Christmas tree. I just broke one trying to show you. Can't believe it. Anyway, I've got 4 on the Christmas tree. I've now got 3 in here because I've just dropped one. But my mum and dad have just got me another set of 4. So I might get some more if they've still got them. Anyone in the UK, I got them in Home Bargains for £3. Dead cute, but I've just broke one. Want to see me broken one? He's a very sorry for himself toadstool now. Anyway, I got too enthusiastic, I think. I'm going to go now, before I break anything else. And have a lovely evening. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow for day 11. I'm going to go and do some spinning now. So see you tomorrow. Bye for now.